We're still, it's 90 feet down first base, and it's all the same baseball field size. We're not going to focus on where we're at or anything like that, just going out and playing our game.
And welcome in everyone to RedRaiders.com. I am Zach Long. This is George Watson coming to you from Coral Gables, Florida, where on Friday Texas Tech will open its first NCAA tournament in over 10 years. They'll face Columbia at 1 p.m. on Friday, and as you heard Tim Proudfoot just say right there, not intimidated by this atmosphere, still a regular baseball field, but nonetheless a very special event for Texas Tech.
Yeah, it's not exactly Gene Hackman getting out the tape measure and measuring the distance from the goal to the floor, but yeah, it's basically the same thing. They're not intimidated by this at all. They've been working for this for 3 years, especially guys like Proudfoot and Burleson, and they're ready to go. I think they've shaken off what ailed them at Oklahoma City. They've been waiting for this, kind of like Tim said at the beginning of the week. You know, they've been waiting 3 weeks to find out where they're going. Now they know. Now it's time to play baseball.
And obviously a very special moment for those upperclassmen.
It's a special moment. I mean, every team in the country hopes to play in the postseason, and we get to do that. So, and we don't want to end it just at a regional. We want to keep going.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, we've been working for this every year. I'm glad it's working out this year so far, but we're not going to get complacent. We're going to keep pushing on.
Now, George, obviously when this announcement came out of where Texas Tech was going, we were watching the selection show, and it was not hard to recognize the fact that everyone was already getting very excited about a Miami versus Florida potential matchup in the Super Regional. One problem with that is teams like Texas Tech, Columbia, and Bethune-Cookman, they weren't too happy about that. Maybe a little extra motivation.
Yeah, I think that's going to motivate Tech as well. They talked about it, at practice today. That they heard the talk, they heard everybody saying, "Oh, let's already go ahead and pencil in Miami and Florida in the Super Regional." And Texas Tech has been working to this point. They're not going to let that go, just go lightly or go quietly. They're going to come out here. They're going to try to win this regional. And really, honestly, there's no reason why they shouldn't. Miami is not a national seed. It's got the Miami, it's got the U and everything, but they really shouldn't be intimidated by Miami. They shouldn't be intimidated by anybody else. And even Bethune-Cookman took a game from Miami this year. So, I'm sure that's going to motivate them. I'm sure that's going to motivate Columbia too. And so you're going to have 4 teams out here that are really going to battle hard to try to win this regional. There's no reason why Texas Tech shouldn't win this one as well.
And Texas Tech smiles a little bit today when they discuss that underdog status.
Yeah, I think that kind of helps. I mean, we're fine with that. I mean, we're just going to play our game and surprise people.
Chance to win.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely in the back of our minds, and we have something we want to prove to everybody else. So definitely motivation.
There's always going to be people who don't think you're not going to, or don't think you're going to win. It gives us motivation. It's not deep down. It helps us out, but it's really we're just going to go out there and play to win.
And George, when you talk about Texas Tech's opponent tomorrow, Columbia, out of the Ivy League, obviously, a 3 seed, so they weren't disrespected to the point where someone dropped them to a 4. Right. So a good baseball team that has played a competitive schedule. But we do have some breaking news on the Columbia front, George, in terms of maybe their best pitcher.
Yeah, found out today that their best pitcher, Davis Spear, who pitched in the Cape for Coach Gardner for the Chatham A's, played with Dominic Moreno, out for this tournament. Had appendicitis and had his appendix out on Tuesday. So, some breaking news there that really could affect things. Really, I don't know if it affects, as far as the matchup with Tech, if it swings things in their favor, may rally Columbia, you never know. But definitely a deal where, Columbia, the Lions are going in without their number 1, should give an advantage to Tech in this first game, but we'll see. Have to see how that plays out.
And at the same time, though, when these teams have not seen each other, you really don't know what's going to happen out there. And I think the theme that we kept getting from Texas Tech today was we're going to play our brand of baseball and everything should take care of itself.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this team has done all year. They've just gone out and worried about them. They haven't worried about tomorrow. They've worried about the day in front of them, the game in front of them. And really, that's the mentality that's got them to this point. So there's no reason to change now. I think they're going to embrace that. I think they're going to go out. They're going to play 9 innings of hard baseball against Columbia and see what happens after that.
So, George, we're going to wrap up practice today here behind us. And, of course, Texas Tech opens their first NCAA baseball tournament in 10 years tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 p.m. back in the great state of Texas. And, of course, RedRaiders.com. George and I will be here all weekend covering this series for you. We'll be back tomorrow as Texas Tech will try to move on to face either Bethune-Cookman or Miami on Saturday. But for now, though, we're going to bid farewell from Coral Gables. For George Watson, I'm Zach Long. We'll see you Friday.